Hi, I'm Cydney Neil, and I'm watching the Hot News Network, and you should be watching the Hot News Network.
Hey guys, I'm Destiny from Haunt News Network, and we're at TransWorld 2016. And we've taken a second to sit down with the queen of haunts. She started as the creative director for Rocky Point Haunt, right, our haunted house. And now I'm new to the haunt industry, so you'll have to forgive me for not being more familiar with your illustrious career. But I'd love to hear more, and especially I'm sure there are other viewers out there like me who are less familiar. Would you tell us a little bit about why your career and why you're receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award from HAA?
Yes, thanks so much for being here, and thanks for letting me on the show. But my brother started a small haunt in 1979, and I came along in 1986. The show was already pretty successful by the time I came along. They already had a charity partner, which became our business model for all those years. They already had a really good theater group that was very talented and creative, putting the show together. So I came along and had produced big entertainment kind of fashion shows. My business was fashion and the beauty industry, so very different from haunted houses.
I can tell that you've got a background in there. Your whole outfit and everything is lovely. I'm just impressed right now. Like, oh man, I am underdressed. But go on. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's always been kind of a fun part of what I do is to be able to, because I've always kind of been edgy and I ride a motorcycle, so I've loved that's the one part I have loved about it, just kind of that dark side of it, and especially in the dressing, so I have fun with it, but thanks for noticing. And, but, it became something that unintentionally I fell into, but it quickly became something that I had all the skills to run, all the business skills, the marketing skills, the connections, and because of that, and I'd been a designer and a writer and a lot of things like that just lend itself to creating a successful business model, which no one had really considered until I did that. And frankly, I never considered it. But it just started like growing a tree or something, and you just keep watering it, and it just keeps growing. But what I found was the fruit of what I was doing pretty quickly was what I call my misfit kids that were involved. We created some programs for them, mostly to make the show better because I was dealing with a lot of volunteers. So I created a very structured volunteer incentive program that required me to have an amazing show in order for them to work in the youth programs. So we had makeup effects schools, acting schools, all of the skills and the things that went into building and running the haunted house that kids could participate in, gain skills in, even move on to interview with my professional friends, and many, many of them did. So for me, my focus was the youth program. I always said I didn't run a haunted house, I ran a youth program. So, but that really started kind of an industry, like this show. We came to Chicago because it was the Halloween party show, and 1992, that was a half a dozen of us sitting around in a hotel room talking about what we were doing, and there was only a couple of us doing haunted attractions. Philip Morris was there from Morris Costumes, and Leonard Pickle, and David Bertolino from Spooky World, Michael Burnett of Special Effects Guy in LA. So that's how this kind of got started. The next couple of years, they created a stage, and there was 6 of us kind of talking about our businesses, and that was, kind of the history. So we were really pioneers in the industry. It was never my intent to stay in the industry, and one day I really knew it was time to go. So I closed my show and knew that the industry was about to explode. I wrote about it in an article, so it doesn't surprise me at all that we're seeing what we're seeing here. It's really exciting and crazy, and I'm really proud of a lot of people that I knew early on who were just getting started, who are extremely successful now. So it's fun to come back. The award thing last night was amazing and very touching, and an opportunity for me to hopefully do what I do, which is hopefully I inspire people to be better and be their best and give their best and then give back. So it's always been my message, and no matter what I do, I hope that I can continue to do that. So thanks so much.
Now, Cydney, I know you had a documentary that you did about 10 years or so ago, but I hear you're working on a second one. Could you tell our viewers and me more about it?
Yeah, so the first documentary was called 25 Years of Fear. We produced it on our 25th season, of course, 10 years ago, and 11 almost now. It's crazy how fast time goes, but it's available. You can just go on Rocky Point Haunted House on Facebook, and it's 25 Years of Fear something Rocky Point Haunted House. Anyway, they can order that one. The second one I have yet to commit to. We shot hundreds of hours of video. I planned on doing the second one right when we closed, but 10 years later and really kind of looking at some of the footage, I'm not sure I have good enough footage. I'm not sure. I think the story is really, really powerful. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to pull it out of the story rather than look how fabulous the place was, because even though it's technologically and the photography and the videography has changed so drastically that I'm not sure how I'll present it. So I'm still really trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. But we'll do something. I mean, even if I just produce a new website that I've digitized all of our stuff and put it up there as a legacy site, I think I'm going to spend the next year just doing that for myself. I haven't revisited it since I closed, and it's time.
And we will keep a weather eye on the horizon for more from you then. Thank you so much for your time and for your numerous contributions to the haunt industry. And congratulations again on your award. And this has been Destiny with Haunt News Network. We bring you all things haunted.